What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Touchdowns to Home Runs. My name is Bernie. Thank you for joining us today on the Touchdowns to Home Runs show. Hope that your day is going absolutely fantastic. We just got the final result for the 2021 U.S. Open Championship matchup on the men's side. It is going to be Medvedev, the number 2 ranked player on the ATP Tour, taking home his first career Grand Slam with a straight sets victory over the world number 1 Novak Djokovic, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, in a super impressive match. We'll break that down in just a second. But on the flip side of that, for Novak Djokovic, of course, there was a lot of history on the line with this one, and he falls just one match short of winning a calendar Grand Slam, which would have been the first on the men's side since 1969. Also falls one match short of winning his 21st Grand Slam, which would have put him past both Federer and Nadal. But again, another congratulations to Medvedev. It was an absolutely tremendous week, and he really does deserve this first career Grand Slam. This was his third time playing in a Grand Slam finals, of course, given that it's his first Grand Slam win. He was 0-2 previously, which included a loss earlier on this year at the Australian Open in straight sets, but that shows why Medvedev is really one of the best players on the men's tour and is going to be for a very long time. He's such a smart player when it comes to his tennis IQ, his ability to make adjustments, and he did such a phenomenal job today, as we'll get to a little bit later, in terms of mixing up shots and really keep Djokovic off guard. But a tremendous 2 weeks for Medvedev. He only lost one set, which was to Van de Zandschulp in the quarterfinals. But he's really had an amazing second half of the hard court season. Won the Masters 1000 in Toronto, made the semifinals at the 1000 in Cincinnati, and now obviously winning a Grand Slam. So even though Medvedev isn't tremendous on the clay and grass courts, this was a phenomenal year for Medvedev. And yeah, overall, just a phenomenal past month, especially. So as I was mentioning before, no history today for Djokovic. No calendar slam, no 21st Grand Slam, but it's still been a tremendous year for him. This was only his 6th loss of the year, but he is going to be disappointed. He was 27 out of 28 matches, of course, in terms of the way there, but he wasn't the fresher guy today. He lost 6 sets compared to Medvedev's 1 coming into this match over the course of the past 2 weeks. So he has spent a lot more time on court, including that long 5-set match against Zverev. And you could tell there was a big difference. Djokovic was missing some shots that you normally don't see Djokovic miss, especially in the sort of crunch time of the matches. And I think that was a big difference today. But in terms of this actual match in particular, Medvedev was a lot better in terms of the shot making. He was phenomenal on serve. First and second serve were very good. But again, he was dominating rallies, extending rallies, doing exactly what Medvedev does best. And yeah, Djokovic just was not able to compete with Medvedev today. I quickly want to break down sort of how everything took place in the first set. Medvedev got off to a great start, broke Djokovic in the first game of the match. And that really set the tone, I think, for the rest of the day. I thought Medvedev in the first set did a really good job serving, but in terms of mixing up his shots and speeds as well on the ground, he was lights out on serve, had 8 aces in the set, and actually was 15 for 15 behind points on his first serve in the set. Medvedev took that one by a score of 6-4. In the second set, it was a very interesting one. Actually, Djokovic seemed to come out of the gate a little bit stronger. Seemed like potentially that was going to be a turning point in the match a bit. He had 5 break points in Medvedev's first 2 service games, but didn't convert any, and I think that's where the match really fell apart for him. Djokovic would end up getting broken a couple games later, got a racket abuse warning. You could see some clear frustration from him. Medvedev would end up taking that set 6-4, going up 2 sets to none. In the third set, I was very curious because, of course, Tsitsipas was up 2 sets to none against Djokovic in the French Open earlier on this year, and Djokovic never, ever quits. That's why he is one of the all-time, if not the greatest all-time in our sport. But Medvedev started the third set again with no signs of slowing down. Got an early break in the first game of the set and really kept it going. Would get a second break after that. Djokovic did try to crawl a little bit back in. Medvedev had a match point at 5-2, I think it was, ended up getting broken, but Medvedev would end up serving it out the second time, ended up winning 6-4, again in straight sets, and for the first career Grand Slam. Let's flip over to the match stats, and you can see clearly the differences between these two players. Medvedev had 16 aces compared to only 6 from Djokovic. He was phenomenal behind that first serve, winning 80% of points, or 81% of the points actually behind his own first serve. 9 double faults, yes, but he did go for a lot of second serves, and I didn't mind that from Medvedev today. He won a 76% of points behind that second serve, and again, a lot of the reason was because he was okay with double faulting. He was doing like 110-mile-an-hour second serve, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, you could just tell he was feeling so good today. So again, tremendous percentages behind the serve. Opposite for Djokovic, only 44% behind that second serve. Medvedev had 4 breaks today, but Djokovic was actually 80% behind his first. So the second serve was definitely a big struggle for Novak today. Also, the first serve percentage was a big difference maker. Receiving points, Medvedev does what he does best. He's a phenomenal returner. It's because of how far he stands back, it's hard to get advantages on your own serve, and he showed that today. Absolutely phenomenal. Djokovic really couldn't get anything going on the Medvedev serve in terms of his own return game. Except for early on in that second set, but it was really dominating. And again, I think the other big one stat-wise is the unforced errors. Djokovic was really uncharacteristic. He was missing some shots that you just don't see Djokovic miss that much, and I thought that was really disappointing. I wish this was a longer match. But again, a big congratulations to Daniil Medvedev. He definitely deserves it. And just unfortunate for Novak Djokovic. Quickly though, I think this is worth touching on though. Because both of these players, I think, are not going away anytime soon. And Novak Djokovic still isn't that old. He's got quite a few years still on both Federer and Nadal. So, Djokovic could easily still push up to 25 Grand Slams. But the next gen conversation just got a whole lot more interesting because now you got Thiem and Medvedev who have now won both their slams, but you got Zverev, you got Tsitsipas on the horizon, guys like Berrettini, Shapovalov as well. And I just think that, this exactly shows why tennis is in great hands even when the big three does retire, which is going to be a very sad day. But the tennis that I saw this week from, Zverev, who pushed Djokovic into 5 sets, Medvedev today, it's super impressive. And I think, it's really good for the sport moving forward. But that is going to be all for today. If you guys did make it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I want to hear your thoughts and your comments and sort of your breakdown on what you guys saw today in this match down in the comment section below. Obviously, a lot to discuss, so I want to get some debates, some conversations going in the comment section below. Also, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to do me a huge favor, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to Touchdowns to Home Runs. I know the tennis season is sort of nearing the end, but we are trying to cover a lot more tennis, and we do cover a lot of tennis on this channel. So if you did like what you see today, definitely make sure to stick around for everything ATP. But anyways, guys, that is going to be all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I do hope to see you guys again next time. Thank you.